and we're going to see what airspeed it gives us. It's probably going to give us a cruise climb of about, yeah, it looks like it's going to be somewhere around 80 knots. So that's not, airspeed's over there.
And I'm looking at the...
I know, who cares?
Climb.
That's what you care about.
Okay.
All right. That's going to be whatever it's going to be. That's what you need to do to achieve the best thing there.
Okay.
Okay. So we're a little bit above VY. We're a little faster than VY, so we're probably not going up at the fastest rate that we could. But what it does is it allows you to see the horizon everywhere except for the gearbox.
Okay.
Okay? So you're not going to run into somebody else while you're climbing out. There's a lot to flying, isn't there? A lot of little bits and pieces to fly.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to trim the airplane for that climb attitude. You can still see the horizon?
Barely.
Okay, good. That's where you want it, because you want to be able to see any airplanes that may be in front of you. All right, now, let's deal with some of the other things that are going on. Because we're at a higher angle of attack, because we're climbing, we have a little P factor. So if I let off the rudder, you can see the ball goes out just a little bit. See it there?
Okay, you're on right rudder?
So I was holding just a little right rudder to keep the airplane coordinated. Okay. And because when I step on the rudder, if nothing else happens, look what happens. It goes into an induced roll. So I have to hold a little left aileron at the same time I'm holding the right rudder.
Left aileron this way.
Yeah. Well, that's left, yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm doing to keep the airplane in a coordinated situation right now. I got full power in, tiny bit of right rudder during the climb, tiny bit of left aileron to compensate for the induced roll.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to climb up to maybe 2,000 feet.
All right. You're aiming for the practice area.
Practice area is basically everything west of the bay, or everything east of the bay.
Hey, where's the water tower, that white thing that Chris pointed
I'm not worried about that.
You're not?
Nope, not right now.
202, leave it.
All right. We'll worry about things like airspace later. Right now, at this point in training, I worry about the airspace. You worry about trying to conduct the airplane. Okay? Later on, we'll start adding other things like airspace, like air traffic control, like, you know, other distractions beyond what we already have here.
Okay.
All right, so what I've done is I've initiated a little bit of a nice shallow left-hand bank, a left-hand turn. I'm going to go out here over the Chester River. We'll play around for a little bit, and then we'll head back.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to get up and at least get, one of the things that I learned just now is I learned what I need to work with you. Okay? So I needed to know this, even though it's a very short flight. I'm learning some things that we'll need to know tomorrow, and we can be more effective tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
All right, so go ahead and take the plane from me and see if you can maintain directional control here. All right, this airplane most of the time can be flown with its wingtips, with its fingertips. All right, one of the little rules of thumb I have is that if you're flying one of these light sport aircraft and your palm of your hand is on the stick like you're holding a shovel handle like this,
right?
All right, you're probably over controlling it because you don't.
I'm just touching with my fingers. Right.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to take my foot off of the right rudder. You're going to have to compensate. All right, don't stomp, just squeeze. Okay, there you go. All right, so squeeze a little pressure onto the right pedal to get the ball centered. That's good. And you're starting an induced roll, so you need to move the stick to the left to compensate for it. Perfect. That's great.
I'm lowering the nose a little bit so I can see.
Okay, good. That's a good climb right there.
We're at 2,400 feet.
Yep, I know. We're going to level off at about 25 here. Okay. When you want to get the airplane into cruise, you have to put it into cruise trim. Right now we're in climb trim and climb configuration.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently lower the nose. I'm going to come on the controls. Now stay on the controls, please. I'm going to come on the controls with you and just kind of help you along. We're going to lower the nose a little bit. When we do, the speed is going to increase. Okay. Also, we will start flying the airplane out of trim. If I let go of the stick, you notice it pitches up like that?
Right.
Okay, which means that I need to give it a little down trim. Just a tiny bit. If you let go, what happens now? If you let go, what happens now? Okay, so we're doing about 102 knots. We're still climbing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the power back a little bit so that we don't climb anymore.
Okay.
And that's how you put an airplane into cruise flight.
Okay, we're...
Airspeed's over there.
Okay.
Altitude's over here.
Minus 50, minus 50.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right. It's keeping in the ballpark.
Okay.
All right? We're not shooting up and down at 500 feet.
So are you on the rudders or am I?
I'm not on the rudders at all because we don't need to be anymore.
Okay, so I could take my feet off the rudder, basically.
Yep, you should. And look where the ball ends up, pretty much right in the center, because now we're in cruise flight. We changed our angle of attack, we changed our P factor part of the equation, now we're in cruise flight, now you don't need the rudder.
We're banking a little bit to the left, though. We're going a little bit to the left.
That's fine, I'm actually doing that on purpose.
Are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm letting us turn a little bit.
Oh.
All right, because eventually we're gonna have to start heading back pretty soon.
Yeah, we're not gonna dive bomb those boats over there to scare the shit out of them?
Not this time.
Okay.
They don't. It doesn't scare the shit out of them.
What about the wing mounted machine guns? Did you put those on?
Honestly, it doesn't scare them anyway. What they usually do is wave at you.
Okay.
I know this because I used to fly a seaplane around here a lot. All right, so we're in cruise flight. If you want to conduct a turn in cruise flight, what you need to do is you got to angle your lift vector, right? So the controls in the airplane are rate devices. Where you position them will dictate some rate of change. Right now we have a 0 rate of change. We're not rolling, pitching, or yawing. Okay? If we want to roll, if I want a relatively shallow rate of change, watch the stick movement over here. Okay?
Okay, the ball's still in the...
Don't worry about the ball. Worry about the horizon. Okay? The ball's staying coordinated because I haven't stepped on the rudder. And we don't have any P factor right now. Okay?
Okay.
So your eyes should be out there looking for traffic.
That's amazing. I always thought you had to use rudder to maintain coordination.
You do, but only if the airplane wants to be uncoordinated. The airplane has no propensity to be uncoordinated right now because we're in cruise flight. It only does that when we slow down. Okay? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to slow the airplane down and I'm going to show you why you need that coordination. Okay? We're going to slow down. We're going to wait for VFE so we don't tear the flaps off. Okay? When I put the flaps in, it's going to tend to pitch down, so I'm going to catch the stick. Grab the stick from me for a second. Feel how much strength is in that. All right? So we have to retrim for a new airspeed.
Quick scan of traffic for Star 516 Bravo Lima.
All right. Right there, we ought to be able to maintain altitude at somewhere around 60 knots.
So this is slow flight.
This is slow flight. This is like you would be flying in the landing pattern. Now, if I do things like try and roll the airplane, watch where the nose goes. Look at that. It's going opposite to where I want it to go. All right, I'm rolling right, it's going left. I'm rolling left, it's going right. Now is when you need to be
do that again. Tell me.
All right. If I roll right, it's going to yaw left. Watch the nose. Watch the nose. All right. Romp. See that? And if I roll left, it goes right. That's where you have adverse yaw.
Okay, but that's where you have to have turn coordination with the...
This is where you have to be coordinated.
Right.
So when you're doing a turn at low speed, this is when you need to chant to yourself the mantra, step, stick, step, stick. All right? You need to lead these turns, these rolls. Stay on the controls with me, please. You need to lead these with rudder ever so slightly. So if you want to just isolate the roll axis right now, I'm going to go up to about 20 degrees of bank, and then I'm going to reverse it. All right?
Okay.
So it's step right, stick right, step left, stick left, step right, stick right, step left, stick left. All right? Leading with rudder just a little bit. And if you're doing it correctly, you'll isolate the roll axis. If you're not doing it correctly, you'll get something that looks like this. All right?
That's not good.
No, that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to be precise. All right?
Step right, stick right.
Step right, stick right. Step right, stick right. Step left, stick left. So start out level, start out pointed at the ships or something like that. And just try rocking the wings, step, stick. Don't do it slow. If you do it really slowly, it's going to go into a turn. We are not trying to turn. We are trying to roll. So the roll rate has to be brisk enough that the turn does not start. All right, so follow along with me.
Okay.
Step, stick. Step, stick. I'm only going to about 20 degrees, and then I'm reversing. I'm not holding it. If I hold it, what's going to happen is it's going to go into a turn, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
Step, stick, step, stick.
Step, stick, step, stick. Just isolate the roll to about 20, and then reverse. All right, start out wings level. Start out wings level, and point it at something. Step, stick.
Step, stick.
All right, step, stick. All right, you used a little too much right rudder. That's fine. You can't just shake the controls. All right, put it where you want the rate of change to be. Step, stick. You notice I move it one time and then don't move it anymore. Okay?
It's called rocking the wings.
This is called a Dutch roll maneuver, actually. All right, try it again. Step, stick.
Step, stick.
Yep, you use lots of rudder. That's good. You didn't use hardly any aileron. All right, you're in a turn because you held it too long.
Okay, well, it takes practice.
Yep, it does.
Step stick.
And reverse.
Stick.
Go to,
Stick,
yep,
step
no,
stick.
no, too fast, and you're not doing what we're talking about. Go to 20 degrees, boom, like that, and then reverse. You want a nice, good, stabilized roll to take place before you do the reversal. Okay? All right.
Step, stick.
There you go, reverse.
Stick.
All right, very good, reverse.
Stick.
There you go, you got it. No, keep going. To about 20 degrees, and then reverse. More, and reverse. Don't hold it too long or it goes into a turn. We don't want to turn. Yeah, you're second guessing yourself, all right?
Well.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Just put it in, hold it for the duration. Boom, 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 boom. Okay,
Boom.
up to about 20 degrees. You're doing about 5.
That's because I'm petrified.
I know. Well, you're not going to crash. That's what I'm here for.
Good.
I'm here to crash it for you.
Oh, thank you. That's why I'm taking a crash course.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
And now you're just wagging. All right. Start slow. All right. What we're trying to do, what we're actually performing here is the beginning and end of a turn over and over again.
Okay.
Okay. This is rolling into a turn. This is rolling out of a turn. This is rolling into a turn. This is rolling out of a turn. Okay. That's why we're trying to do this, because we're trying to be coordinated for the turns. All right. So try it.
Step, stick.
Yep. A little too much for left rudder. You're doing just the right amount of right rudder. There you go. Good.
Step, stick.
All right. Be a little bolder, a little bit faster rate. Good. Good. Good.